Well, right now the biggest, highest stakes game in Australian sport is not out on the paddock. It's being played out among a bunch of suits in corporate boardrooms. As Neil Woolrich reports, there's no salary cap in this competition. It's just all-in, bare-knuckle capitalism.
Just as the on-field action is hotting up, so too a battle is taking place off the field between Australia's major sporting codes. Negotiations for the next round of television rights are in full swing, and the stakes have never been higher.
He's 50 out. It's a beautiful kick.
Out of these broadcast rights, regardless of the financial result, there will never be a greater reach to all of our supporters throughout Australia.
$2 billion worth of contracts are up for grabs over the next 3 years. The AFL is first out of the blocks, and the talk is the league could be close to signing a $1 billion deal over 5 years for its free-to-air, pay TV and internet rights.
Blues are in front.
It's going to be $1 billion worth, as everybody reports.
Well, apparently I'm under so much pressure to do that as well, so I'll do my best.
If you asked us last year, 2010, we would have said it's possible. But given the retail sales and the advertising market conditions that we're presently facing, $1 billion is simply not possible.
I think it's definitely realistic. Certainly, the big change that we saw in the anti-siphoning list is that pay TV can now bid for rights directly, and that's a huge positive. And we certainly think that sports rights or sports content itself is absolutely critical to pay TV, and we think they will pay up for it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if Andrew... Goldman Sachs media analyst Christian Guerra has been crunching the numbers on Australia's main sporting codes. Based on attendances and television ratings, he thinks broadcast rights for the AFL, NRL and cricket will go up. Tennis, however, is likely to stay flat, while V8 supercars could see the value of its rights drop. The most likely outcome is for the various sports to stay with their current networks. But Christian Guerra does expect Nine to make a late push to pinch the free-to-air AFL rights from 7 and 10.
I think, if anything, I think Nine will be certainly motivated to put forward a very good bid, because that will force clearly 7 and 10 to pay up. And if 7 and 10 do pay up for AFL, that clearly means that they are in a perhaps a weaker position to bid for something like the NRL, which obviously is a Nine property.
Media buyer Steve Allen also expects the value of the NRL and AFL rights to go up, although he warns that conditions in the retail and advertising markets have been subdued for some time.
2009 was the worst recession that the advertising business has ever had. It was particularly strongly felt in television. And 2010 was simply a recovery year, recovering all the lost ground. This year, revenue is proving to be very hard to increase for television.
Now television networks are facing a new challenge, with telcos like Vodafone also trying to get their own slice of the lucrative sporting pie.
Cricket TV is a great example of content which is really right for some of our customers. We've got a bunch of other content which is appropriate for other customer groups. It's really a matter of making sure we've got a good selection of content which meets our customers' needs.
Solid middle order, and they've got a good...
John Casey says Vodafone's Cricket TV application had 250,000 downloads from iTunes alone last summer.
Look, it washed its face on a standalone basis, but the important thing for us is that the customers that downloaded and watched Cricket TV amongst our most valuable customers that we've got. So that's the main thing for us is having valuable customers.
Another threat to the free-to-air networks is catch-up television like the ABC's iView, which Steve Allen estimates could account for up to 8% of nightly audiences.
People are choosing to take television viewing in a much more portable fashion. They want to view when they want to view, and they will use whatever device they have or they're comfortable with in order to view what they want to view when they want to view it.
With the NBN looming, there could be a big shift in the value of digital rights over the next few years. Telstra currently pays the AFL around $10 to $15 million a year for its internet rights, still just a fraction of the total broadcasting deal. The trick now for the major sporting codes is to get more money from mobile phones and the internet without seeing a drop-off in television revenue.
What we will see, though, is that the telecom operators are clearly intent on getting great content for PC, but also for smartphones, and in the future things like tablets will become even more important, and they will pay up for that. Absolutely, they'll pay up for it.
While the days of the sporting couch potato aren't numbered yet, new media will play a much greater role in delivering sport in the future. And although it might be more convenient, it almost certainly won't be free.